one. What up, everybody? Welcome to the Seibelmania and Friends broadcast. I, of course, am Seibelmania. You all are my friends, and I want everybody to give a special warm welcome to this week's guest, the one, the only Mr. Chris P.S. Martin. Chris, say what's up to the people, brother.
How's everybody doing out there in podcast world? It's great to be on. It's great to be on. That's for sure. I'm really, when you told me about it, I was like, oh, hell yeah, cool. Yeah, I want to tag in on this.
Hell yeah, man. And actually, you have the distinct honor of being one of the very first guests on, I guess we should call it this season's. Actually, you are the very first guest on this season of Seibelmania and Friends podcast. So, congratulations to that distinct honor, man.
Well, it's either going to be a good thing or it's going to crash and burn. So we'll see where this goes.
I'm gonna tell you right here, right now. I think the second guest for the Seibelmania and Friends podcast is going to be none other than one of my favorite YouTube rappers on the scene, the man, the myth, the legend, Clip Monstar himself. He will be a guest. I believe he'll be the second guest on this season. So he'll have a big thing to follow. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. The big act to follow.
Follow me. That's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't think he'll have trouble.
Well,
it's kind of like saying you're the nicest guy in prison, right?
Yeah. Facts. So, hey man, let's chit chat about wrestling. Yes.
Let's see who I can piss off.
Yeah, let's see who you can piss off, man. We'll piss everybody off. We'll make everybody. So the first thing I want to discuss is Dave Meltzer. Let's piss off the Meltzer marks first. God.
This clown.
Yeah. So hang on. Before we, a simple question as I stutter. A simple question for you. Do you think that Meltzer has a place in professional wrestling?
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, because he did some innovative stuff as far as like the smart fans and everything. Developing that and stuff like that, and he was really good at reporting stuff and stuff like that. But nowadays it seems like he might be in AEW's back pocket. Because WWE can do something, and then AEW does something even more stupid, and all the AEW fans and Meltzer are on WWE, and it's like, wow, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, exactly. But here's the funny thing. So when WWE does something stupid, everybody jumps down their throat. And hey, when WWE does something stupid, I jump down their throat. I jumped down their throat last Sunday over the frickin' Zone. I thought that was stupid.
I would say.
I'm very
objective. You're very objective with your viewpoints. You're very objective. You don't play favorites.
No.
I think some people think you do, but I can honestly say, and because usually I'm coming and like adding my 2 cents on the post and pissing people off, and they don't seem to like that. I saw the other day, like my comments were removed by the one guy, but that was a different story. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Well, so the funny thing about that is you right on that, man. You right that people think I'm biased for WWE, and I'm not biased. I like AEW. I like WWE. Do I like WWE more than AEW? Yes. But I like AEW. I don't want to ever get that misconstrued. I do enjoy AEW. But right now, one of my favorite things in the wrestling world is the tag team of Moxley and Eddie Kingston. I love that team. They are hilarious together.
See, that's the one thing I'll differ with Jim Cornette on his opinion with is Moxley, because I'm a huge John Moxley fan.
Yeah,
and,
I am too. And I differ with Jim Cornette on that as well. I think the
hardcore stuff you pull back on slightly and save it for a blow-off match. But
at the same point, he's not out there pulling out like pizza cutters and cutting people's skulls and doing all this hardcore bullshit that Jim Cornette hates. And for the record, I gotta set my 2 cents on this hardcore wrestling. I am all for hardcore wrestling, but there is a difference between hardcore wrestling and hardcore stupidity. And when you start putting yourself through flaming barbed wire, when you start putting yourself through broken glass, when you start stabbing each other with broken glass, when you start putting each other through fluorescent light tubes, I'm sorry. And this is one thing I'm very passionate about. That is not hardcore wrestling. That's not wrestling. That's just being stupid for the sake of being stupid.
See, the thing that these people don't get is and I was fortunate because I was a wrestling fan like as soon as I could look at TV, so I got to live through many different eras, and I got to see ECW, for example, as it happens, and and the tapes that would come over from Japan in the day. And I remember I was excited when I got the King of the Death match and got to watch it. But what people don't realize about the hardcore wrestling back then is these guys wrestled. It wasn't pick up a light tube and just hit somebody in the head or continue to hit each other in the head like
or pick up a broken piece of glass and just stab the opponent with it, or a fork.
They were telling a story. They were telling a story. Like, you go back and you watch like those old Japanese like death matches or ECW hasn't aged very well, but you go back to like Tennessee and you watch some of that. It's a story. It's told in a story. It's not just two fat guys beating the hell out of each other that don't look like they should be in the ring.
I'll go even more recent, and I'll say Edge and McFoley. Yeah, they had a flaming table in the match. Yes, they had barbed wire in the match. But that wasn't the whole match. They didn't use it until the very end. When they used that stuff, they made it meaningful. When I say barbed wire and stuff like that, I'm talking about stuff just for the sake of doing stuff. There's no sense of storytelling in there. How are you going to tell a story taking a broken piece of glass and just jabbing somebody in the face with it?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of like the old school deathmatch wrestling, but like you said, when you watch stuff today, you're just like, this isn't wrestling. This is two people mutilating each other. Like this, it becomes like non-entertaining after about the 50th light tube and fucking tendon hanging out the arm. It's like, okay.
Yeah. And that guy, I don't know if you ever watched Dark Side of the Ring, but the guy that they did a episode on, Nick Gage, that dude is just a straight up fucking psychopath. I am sorry. That dude is just...
He's capable of really wrestling. Like,
he's capable of really wrestling? Because in that documentary, that sure didn't show it.
Yeah, they focused... Back when CZW first started, it started kind of like... It was pretty good. It had... They weren't the best wrestlers, because, the best of the best were in everywhere else, but they actually told the stories with the death matches, but they went so far into the ultra violence that it lost its substance.
Ultra violence for the sake of ultra violence. Yeah.
There you go. There's if you're doing a death match, the easiest way to do a death match, is you have moves you're able to tease with the barbed wire. That's the point. Why the hell? That's like fucking having sex and putting the condom on afterwards. Why the hell are you going to sit there and blow your load before it all happens? So you're supposed to tease. And they go straight in, bow, just light tubes, and it's just like, whoa, this just isn't...
And pizza cutters. You can't forget the pizza cutters.
And the pizza cutters.
Yeah, that... But, so... And Nick Gage is a very interesting story. He robbed a bank, and the one time that he doesn't wear the face mask, I mean, in his entrances he wears the face mask. The one time he doesn't wear it is when he's robbing a bank. How stupid do you have to be to do that?
Stupidity. It's just. Oh my God, it's bliss. I'm just...
Yeah, but anyway, back to Meltzer. I don't know how we got off track on Meltzer, but...
we just went like way outfield there.
Yeah, so you think that Meltzer does have a... I do too. I don't think that... I think that people take his opinions a bit too seriously when he gives out 5-star ratings and all that crap. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I thought that this year's Meltzer Awards, or whatever those things are called, I thought that they were biased as bias can be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
were very biased. They were very, very biased. But that being said, I also think that people tend to take those ratings and they're like, "This is the be all end all. There is nobody there is no opinion that matters except for his." And
exactly.
and that's the thing. Like that's not true. Pro wrestling is there's something for everybody. You like comedy
Yep,
wrestling? Fantastic. There's comedy wrestling out there. You like the hardcore wrestling? There's
it's out there.
CZW. It's out there. You like the storytelling? It's out there. There's so. If you just like the professional wrestling aspect, there's that too. There's something for everybody, and especially in 2021, there's so many different platforms that pro wrestling is on. It's on television. It's on your computer screens. It's on um whatever those things are called, the Netflixes and the Hulus and I don't know
All
what
the streaming services.
streaming services. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word for some reason, but yeah, it's all there. It's all at your discretion. So, I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I mean, I bought Peacock. I subscribed to Peacock because they
You
had
got
the
the cock.
WWE Network. What up?
You got the cock.
I got the cock. Yeah, I got the cock. And if you try to make that gay, I got the Glock as well. Don't get it twisted. No, that's a bar, by the way. I don't care what nobody says that was a bar. But um, anyway, yeah, I got the cock, and I got it for the WWE Network. But they also have a lot of my favorite shows. This goes into my next topic, I guess. It has a bunch of my favorite shows on there. I watch shows like Modern Family, which I don't understand why Modern Family's on Peacock because that was an ABC show, not an NBC show. But
It's a way to make money. The way the the way TV works in general, usually, like when you see reruns and all that, is what they do is they buy so many episodes at a pop, and then they have to pay the players and this, that, and the other, and that's why essentially everybody's making money.
yeah, and then it's got five of my favorite shows. That's weird to say. It's got I don't know if you watch any of these shows. I watch Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and Law and Order Organized Crime. Those are my five top favorite shows right now
My mom
on
has
TV.
Law and Order. I hate all Law and Order. My mom.
Hey, Organized Crime is actually really good because it doesn't focus on. It doesn't have multiple like cases every week. It's one case for the whole season. So like right now, this season, we're trying to figure out who killed Stabler's wife because Stabler came back for the show and someone murdered
Oh,
his wife.
Stabler came back?
Huh?
Oh, wow. I thought Stabler was dead. He came back. Hell yeah.
No, Stabler's not dead. He moved. No, he never died. Thank goodness, because I like Stabler. Yeah, he came back. He came back for the big crossover event on April 1st. He came back to SVU first. And it was actually a really good episode. I like that crossover. And then you get to see his kids all grown up and everything. It's really cool. But then I like the Chicago series a lot. They call themselves One Chicago, which is a really cool franchise name, actually. It's got Chicago PD, Chicago Med, and Chicago Fire. And I watched Chicago PD first, and then I really started liking that show. And then I started watching some Chicago Fire on Amazon Prime. And I'm like, hey, this show's really good too. I like this show a lot. And then I started watching Med. Med's good, but this season, oh man, I wouldn't go to that hospital if you freaking. Bro, no, man, you don't understand, dude. Everybody has a problem. The doctors are having their own issues at this hospital. They're not acting like pros at all, man. The thing, they had one doctor who stole medication to help her mother. Another doctor who was her former love interest decides to lie for her. And then you got one chick who has a freaking adoptive daughter. She doesn't have an adopted daughter, but she put up her daughter for adoption. And the daughter that she put up is now working at that hospital. And then you got a guy. Oh man, there's so much going on. You got one doctor who's like going behind other people's backs and stuff and doing shady stuff. It's like, nah, this isn't it. This is way too much.
Yeah, see, I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch YouTube a lot. Like, my attention span's so short.
I watch
Like,
a lot of I watch a lot of
yeah,
YouTube also. I love like reaction channels. Like
those are cool.
those are really cool. I like the music ones probably the best. Like some of my favorite ones are No Life Shack. I actually bought a shirt and a hoodie from No Life Shack. So, I mean, shout out to the goat, No Life Shack. And then I follow Crypt, who's also a rapper, who's a really good rapper. I think he's like one of my favorites. If you've never heard "Call It Quits," I have a reaction to that song on my YouTube channel. Cheap plug. Go follow me on YouTube, Seibelmania.
We don't want to give cheap plugs here, right?
And screw it. It's my podcast. It's my YouTube channel. I'll do it. Yeah, so I follow Shaq. I follow Crypt. I follow Clip Monstar. I got to give Clip Monstar his flowers because he's going to be getting interviewed by me soon.
I'm going to be honest. I have no clue who any of these people are.
Well, you should check them out on YouTube. There's a song I reacted to from Crypt that I reacted to. It's on my YouTube channel. Again,
Okay.
And it's called Sundays with Grandma. I swear to God, man, I almost started crying on screen. Listening to that song. That's a beautiful song.
Now I see that probably at the rap that you probably like, it's more deep because
I like
a lot of them I ain't heard of, and then but I don't hear the same names coming out your mouth that most other people say. So I'm assuming, like, from what you just described, that
I like Eminem good too, obviously. I mean, Eminem, he's a GOAT rapper to me. But I like music that have. What up?
Let me ask you this: what do you think about Isn't it awesome that Tom MacDonald got produced his song by him?
I'm a huge Tom MacDonald fan. The fact that he got that beat from Eminem, that's really freaking cool. And then the song itself was not bad either. He paid $1,000 for that beat.
100,000. My mom said. My mom's a huge Tom MacDonald fan.
Okay, fine. He paid $100,000 for that beat.
Hey, and Eminem produced it too, man.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you know this or not, but Eminem has a song called Stan, and I'm sure you've seen the music video with the chick in the car, right?
Yeah.
It's the little details in the music videos that matter the most to me. And that car that Eminem had in that Stan video, Tom MacDonald went out, bought a replica of that car, and then he just painted it for his video to Dear Stan.
I'm very happy with Tom MacDonald because it reminds me that, because the thing I always hated, because I've been involved in music in some form or fashion for a really long time.
Right.
And the thing I always hated is when I started, it wasn't like everything wasn't on the internet. I started playing venues in 2006. So, that was everything as far as streaming and this, that, and the other. It was in its infancy. And you didn't even think about it. So you're sitting there thinking, well, I got to deal with the record companies and this, that, and the other. People like Tom MacDonald shows you, okay, you don't have to do this. Right. You can do it your way and cut the bullshit. And that's why I really
cut out the middleman.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I think.
It's him and his girlfriend, and that's really cool. And the other thing that's really cool, I don't know if you've ever heard any of his diss songs towards Mac Lethal, but in one of his diss tracks, I think it's the last one he does, he says, they're going to need a whole family of Kaufmans when you and Chris Benoit them to solve all your problems. And if that wasn't the end of that right there, I don't know what was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that Chris Benoit. And the funniest thing is, I watched so many reactors react to that song. Very few have gotten that Chris Benoit line. There's a couple, But I mean, like Shaq, he reacted to that. He didn't get that bar at all. He just went right past it, which I'm like, okay, well, I mean, so yeah, I love Tom, and the other thing I like about Tom McDonald is that he is not afraid to piss people off. That's what his goal is to piss people off. Whether you're Republican, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're an atheist, whether you're a Jew, whether you're a Christian, whatever you are, he will piss you off. Black, white, brown, Asian don't matter.
The thing is he's good because right now in America we got so many people that take offense to everything, and it's like, this country was built on different values and different people and different this, different that, and many sides to the coin. And I think now a lot of people forget that. And well, if you don't agree with my opinion, you're wrong, and you're terrible, and you're a bad person. You're going to go to hell and eat ham sandwiches and all that. So I respect anybody that can fucking sit there and just like he does, not
clown it. He clowns it. He makes fun of it, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, you got to be that way.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite songs is "Fake World." That one is a good one. Yeah, I like that one a lot. I mean, Tom is one of my favorites, honestly. Another YouTube rapper I like a lot. He's not as political as Tom McDonald. Actually, he's not. But you were asking me what kind of rap I enjoy. I like music to have lyrics that can either mean something, like there's a story to them, or there is like you understand what they're trying to say. So, for instance,
you're coming from a very real place, is what you're saying.
No. Like I'm gonna give you an example. There's one rapper who says, "Ride my wave, you gon' end up a castaway. Been stone cold, who tried to wrestle a rattlesnake." So that whole scheme right there. So rappers who can like scheme and give like double entendres and stuff like that. I just like wordplay. I like wordplay.
Yeah.
I mean, Crypt is really good with the wordplay. Eminem is a freaking king when it comes to wordplay.
He always has.
Oh yeah. But I mean, his newest album, "Music to Be Murdered By," dude. Oh my God, "Music to Be Murdered By." Both sides are just perfect, in my opinion. There's not a bad song on that album. Book of Rhymes is really good. Higher is a good song. Higher has a really cool music video too that has a tie-in with ESPN and UFC and stuff. So that's really cool. What kind of music do you enjoy?
I enjoy a little bit of everything. Mostly right now, I'm pretty much right now. It's just been stuff that I've been like working on and playing and stuff like that. I get into different phases because for a living I play music and get paid to do it. Okay. So like right now I'm in a shred phase, a neoclassical phase. I'm into a lot of different things. I like older music, honestly, because from the days where it sounded good and didn't sound all.
I'm a retro guy too. I like stuff I grew up on. I'm only 28, so I grew up in like the late 90s into the early 2000s. So I was I'm big into like that pop rock kind of thing, Insane. I mean, I have an older sister too, and she was always into the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, and so through her I became fans of them. Matter of fact, and maybe I'll post this video if I can, but last night I actually went out with my sister to the bar, and I had a couple of drinks, a couple Coronas, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to sing. I'm going to do some karaoke. So
there ain't nothing wrong with some karaoke.
Nah, man. And so I went up there and I sang "Everybody" by the Backstreet Boys. And my sister says I killed it. She's like, "You did really good." I mean, I hadn't missed like a single thing. I even got when they do the "In My Original," yeah. that with the wasn't even up on the screen, and I still was like, yeah, I was doing it, and I did the whole hip swivel thing. I mean, I was all in it. And again, a couple beers in me,
Yeah. Well, the thing is even back then, like they were all talented. Like my big thing with music now is everything just sounds so clean, pristine, computerized. You can tell it's a computer. And like
hang on,
it's getting back to where people are getting tired of that because for the last 10 years it's been that way. And like I get offers all the time to go do studio work. Yeah. And then once we start talking business, they kind of lose interest because I know what I'm talking about. Because I talk about, hey, I want to get paid later, not now. But
you said everything sounds clean. That's not true. You ever heard WAP? That's not clean, bro.
No, not clean as in words. I'm talking about as in sound,
the editing and everything like that.
How fake everything sounds, manufactured.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you got it now. To me, I come from a time where these people had to actually perform the music live on stage.
Right.
The thing is when you go in the studio and you sit there and you go take after take, and this is coming, and I've recorded once or twice, and it's annoying as fuck. But when you go take after take after take, and everything sounds perfect, you got to make that sound the same live. And a lot of people are not good live nowadays.
And the same can be said about pro wrestling. Everything is so clean and crisp nowadays. Whereas I watch wrestling from the 90s, and they're literally fighting every second. I mean, they're not going straight into the next move. They're brawling. They're brawling.
Working their way there. They're working their way.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And you back in 1999 WWF was a very weird time. You can never tell who was babyface and who was heel. I don't know if you would call that.
Well, you kind of could. You kind of could with the big wrestlers. You knew, but they kind of blurred the lines a little bit.
Okay. So I'll talk about a specific one. The Big Show, Hardcore Holly, Kane, and Undertaker. There was no babyface in that program, was there? Or was the Big Show supposed to be the babyface?
You know what? I think they didn't know what the hell was going on with that program. They were trying to get the Undertaker and Hardcore Holly were trying to get Big Show over any way they could. And the Undertaker was about to take time off anyway and come back. So I just think that was kind of like, okay, Mark, we need you to go out here and help this big guy out.
Before you go take your break, get this guy over real quick. Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
So but Big Show, we never know if he's heel or babyface anyway. He seems to turn once every.
Not anymore, but he's doing commentary now for AEW, for their YouTube show on Mondays. AEW Elevation, I think it is. It's like a Sunday Night Heat for AEW, pretty much.
Okay.
And the same can be said about AEW Dark. Just another.
I'm happy. I'm happy for him.
For Big Show or AEW?
For Big Show.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm happy for any wrestler can go there and get a payday. Mm-hmm. I remember when they first announced it, I was so happy, with the All In and stuff like that. I was like, cool, man, this is what we need. Uh-huh. Within 3 months, I was turned off of it completely.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because actually something just popped up into my memories on Facebook where I talked about the whole thing. Just not even the show, but just the announcement of it. And I was so unimpressed with it. Because I'm going to be honest with you, aside from Cody, who, by the way, I'm not really a fan of these days either, but we can get into that if we want, I don't know, but here's one I want to get in on, and I got some things to say real quick, and I'll let you say your piece.
All right, go ahead.
Everybody says Kenny Omega is the best wrestler in the world, and the Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world. Now, let me sit here in this chair right now and tell you why That is some bull-shiggity, my friend. This is
Yeah,
what,
I agree.
okay?
I agree.
This is
Full
what
on.
Kenny Omega, the best in the world. I've seen his matches. He's average at the very best.
Well,
Average.
I never gave Kenny a chance, right? But then I watched him and Okada from way back at the Wrestle Kingdom.
I'm
I was
serious
like, all
with
right, this guy's got it. This guy's good
Okay.
and whatnot. Then he gets here, and you realize just how good Okada was.
Right. Right. And,
He has not had a great match since he's been on this continent
right.
wrestling. Him and John Moxley's match, that was mostly Moxley.
Which one? The one with the which one? The one with the bogus explosion show?
The first one. No, the first one. The very first one they did.
Okay. Yeah.
Years ago.
Okay.
That was a good match. But that was Moxley.
So in other words, you're saying that Kenny does his best work in Japan?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm in, well, so.
But I gotta say that's probably the wrestlers in Japan.
Right.
Because if you're a good worker, and we're marks, so anybody's really in wrestling, don't get offended by this. But to be a good worker, it means you're able to go out there and do it on your own. And every night, like a Ric Flair or a Ricky Steamboat or a Macho Man or
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. So
He's
Kenny,
not capable.
yeah. So Kenny Omega to me, I'm gonna start off with Kenny and I'll get to the Bucks in a sec. But Kenny Omega, I have lost all respect for him, and anything he does at this point just doesn't impress me at all. I don't care about Kenny Omega. I don't care about his wrestling ability, and I don't care about his wrestling matches. He's a good heel. Okay, so what? Who cares? There's a lot of good heels in AEW right now, the Pinnacle. But the thing that drove me away from Kenny Omega from the very, very start was when I saw him wrestle a blow-up doll in Japan. Right there was a red flag for me, and I was like, nah, this guy can't be. But then I thought about it. I'm like, I'm going to give him another chance. And then I find out that he wrestled a 9-year-old girl in Japan.
I watched that match. I actually ended that match. But he shouldn't be doing that.
No, this guy is wrestling blow-up dolls and 9-year-old girls in Japan, and I'm supposed to sit here and believe that he's the best wrestler in the world? Absolutely not. GTFO with that. He is nowhere near the best wrestler. Certainly not in the world. There's certainly so many better than he is.
Oh, God, there's so many more.
Right. Yeah. So that drove me away. And then the thing is, it's like, Kenny Omega fans, marks, whatever. Well, he just did that because it was a comedy promotion in Japan. I don't give a flying fadoodle what the reasoning is for him doing that. It's not an excuse. You're excusing his actions. He basically committed child abuse with the little girl, right?
Yeah, he did the job to her, actually. He jobbed to a little girl.
But still,
this is supposed to be the world champion of 3 promotions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can go on YouTube and watch him job out to a 9-year-old girl.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised he let the freaking blow up doll. I'm surprised he. Yeah. But I
think Paul did win.
Hey, best wrestler in the world, right? And then we got the Young Bucks. I don't like these guys.
I never liked them.
I'm gonna be real. I don't like dudes with long ass hair. This is really cringy to me. It's like, no, you look like you're not supposed to do that. No. But that's just a personal thing of mine. And that's a very small reason for not liking them. But they're obnoxious and they're idiots and they think they know everything and they think like they're the best in the world and everything, and come on. They're on the same level as Kenny Omega. That's about it.
I was never impressed with them either. It goes back to, I guess I like my wrestling old school.
Yeah.
Why the hell are you gonna prostitute out like a move over and over again? I'm sorry. If I was a wrestler and I'm setting up a match, and actually I'd probably call it in the ring, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how I would do that, honestly. But
I would sit there and say, honestly, sorry. I would sit there and say, we're gonna do this false finish. We're gonna do this false finish. We're gonna kick out your. No, you're not kicking out my finish.
No. Yeah, exactly. You're right. No, you're not going to kick out of my finish. That's the reason it's my finish, because nobody kicks out of it. And if you think you're going to kick out of it, you're sadly mistaken. And if you do somehow, some way kick out of it, guess what? All bets are off. I'm finishing you right then and there, one way or another. Whether it's with my finisher or with something else, the match is going to end right then and there. I don't care.
And honestly, like, the thing that, you got to remember, back in the day, you see Jake Roberts do a DDT, you knew it was over. Macho Man dropped the elbow.
And by the way, a simple move like the DDT, a simple maneuver that looks so deadly, but it's not. I mean, the DDT was a simple yet effective move, and that move actually nowadays is prostituted out as well. Because you see every wrestler doing it. It's like this. It's like the super kick or the cutter, as they call it. It's done in every move. If I were Orton, honest to God, if I was Orton, I would be pissed off that the cutter is used so much. I'd be like, what the hell is my move doing being used like that? If I were WWE, honestly, I would. People are gonna hate this. This is where we piss people off, folks.
Here we go.
If I was the WWE, I would put a copyright on that move, the cutter, because they're one of their most popular wrestlers in the WWE. Uses that for his finisher.
Well, this is where it's important that wrestling have one thing that it doesn't have anywhere anymore, and that's called a wrestling booker, not a writer.
Yes.
Not a guy that's never been in a ring to tell them what to do, but somebody that has been in the ring, knows how to set up a show, and tell the first match you're not going outside the ring, and you're going to sit here and you're going to wrestle, and let the last match do their thing, make sure moves aren't doubled up and prostituted through a show, and, like, there's a reason, like I said, the old stuff always works, like a lot of wrestling fans, there's still a ton of wrestling fans. There's just not a ton of wrestling fans watching nowadays wrestling.
Right.
They're going back and watching stuff on YouTube, like the Memphis. Mm-hmm. Like, if you could take the time, and I tell anybody this, Memphis, go back and you watch some Memphis wrestling and you're just like, wow, Jerry Lawler is a fucking master.
Yeah.
Wow, Bill Dundee's great. You go watch Mid-South and you get to see Ted DiBiase at his best, even before he was at his best. Mm-hmm. Mid-Atlantic, I got, like this area, for example, for, like, in 97, WWF finally ran their first show here at Hampton. Mm-hmm. In 97, it was a house show. Because before that, the only wrestling that I saw live was WCW, because it's Mid-Atlantic territory.
Right. Well,
and its own territory still kind of existed, so it was super cool. But this is back in the days where shit was like cool. It was fun to go to these wrestling shows.
Bookers booking it, it wasn't writers. And I'm sorry, love Bruce Butcher's podcast. I think he's one of the most hilarious storytellers ever. He's not it in 2021. He's not it.
He's used to saying what Vince wants people to hear.
Yeah,
that makes
sense. And the thing is, okay, you're probably gonna disagree with this. Vince needs to just leave. He just needs to go. It's time
I agree with
to
that.
Go. Okay, great. Fantastic. Vince needs to go because a lot of the decisions he's making, period, point blank, are stupid. The zombie thing on Sunday.
Oh my God!
Stupid.
I heard that, and like I'll be honest. I get a lot of my reviews and a lot of my stuff from Keeping It 100 podcast and Jim Cornette, so I don't have to watch it. You know, I go back and find that unless something's really good, I can go back and watch it. You know.
Oh, I watched the zombie thing live as it happened.
Oh my God!
Let me tell you what. I heard what Jim Cornette said about it. He didn't do it enough justice. It was stupider than he made it sound. I promise you. I promise you.
Where that one guy tried to compare the Undertaker to the zombies, and it's like, no.
People do that. Yeah. MVP did the same thing. I don't know if you saw that. MVP did the same thing on Twitter.
They got such great wrestlers in the WWE.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to SmackDown for getting their stuff right. Because they're doing awesome right now over on SmackDown. I love the Roman Reigns thing. I think he needs to drop the title. I'm not going to lie about that. And people tell me, well, it's not the right time. Anytime is the right time, because in WWE, anything can happen, right? So anytime.
Well, see, the problem with having him drop the title right now is they don't have like a babyface strong enough for him, because he's kind of dominated everybody.
Yeah.
So now they need to build somebody.
That's what they're doing with Cesaro.
Yeah, because they didn't do anything with Cesaro up until recently, and it's like, well, you know, you can't have him getting fucked in the ass and then turn him straight later. You know, oops, but you gotta now you gotta find somebody that can, you know, kind of. You got to build them properly, because Roman Reigns right now is like so strong. Like, if Daniel Bryan couldn't do it, who can do it? You know, they got Seth Rollins with him right now, but people can't buy Seth Rollins anymore. They've mishandled him so much that it would be impossible. And how many times can you break up this friendship before people see it coming? You know, so. The proper thing to do would be to let Daniel Bryan, because I know he's got a compete where he can compete anywhere, and he's not done with the WWE, but he's not there. So I
think his contract expired, didn't it?
Yeah, it expired, but he's still on good terms.
Okay.
What they need to do, he's not going to AEW, because I think if anything, he'll go wrestle New Japan, headline the Tokyo Dome and stuff like that.
I don't know if he wants.
That'll be what he wants to go do.
Where is New Japan filmed? Is it filmed in Japan?
I think so. I'm not sure since COVID, but I know they started I don't know. Japan started letting people back in like they have in America, but I know by next year, January 4th. He'll be able to wrestle there. Now, what I would do if I was WWE is I would blur those lines. I would let Daniel Bryan build himself outside the promotion. Okay. He's going to get over anywhere. He's over. So let's build that realism of, okay, let him go here and build himself up, come back, put him against Roman. Then I think right now you can continue to have Roman on this path of destruction until then.
Yeah.
If you handle this just right, you got a program that's custom made for next year's WrestleMania. If they can handle it right and not stop the ball.
Chris, this is WWE, dude. This is WWE.
Yeah, this is wishful thinking.
Facts.
But that's how I would do it.
You know who will probably beat Roman? You know who will probably be ending up? Who will probably be beating Roman?
Who's that?
This will be a huge swerve. Nakamura.
Man, they mishandled him so much, I don't think I could buy him.
Oh, I could.
That sucks.
They're starting to fix him up now. They're fixing him up. They gave him They turned him babyface. They gave him back his old theme. They gave him King Corbin's crown. So,
did they get him out of that stupid Elvis jumpsuit thing?
No, I don't believe so.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I never. No, wait. Hang on, let me do
the full body suit.
Hang on, let me see something. I'm gonna look that up. Actually, that's actually a good point. Let me see. Okay, let's go. Shinsuke. I'm looking this up. Hold on. I'm just gonna look up his match from last night right quick. Because he had a match.
If they get him out of that, he should be good.
Oh, and then they got a guy last night, Rick Boogs. You want to hear this guy? Hold on, I'm gonna play this guy.
Rick Boogs?
Rick Boogs is his name. Yeah. I'm just gonna play this guy. You gotta at least hear this guy. And then if you want to watch the video, you can look at the podcast up on YouTube. Yes, I don't know. No, don't open that up.
I'm hoping just hearing him.
Okay, I'm gonna play this video for the people, so that they can see.
People. For the people.
For the people. Yeah. Theater mode. Okay. So we're gonna do this. No capture. No, wrong one. As the capture device. Sorry, I'm talking to myself here, guys.
Oh, you are.
We're experiencing some technical difficulty. No, we're not.
Oh well, no, don't make excuses for them. Go fuck yourselves, people. He's looking something for you.
Go fuck yourself, people. Okay, we got this. We're good. Fantastic. Okay, just listen to this guy intro for Shinsuke.
All of you sitting at home watching this right now will never...
Are you able to hear this?
I can barely hear that.
...know what it's like, but a real king
wears
$40,000 watches. A real king drives a Ferrari. A real king owns lean, hungry dogs of war.
You good?
Yep, I heard that. All right,
some fat...
That's cool. I mean,
about time. This is Corbin talking right now, so just get past this.
A real king respects the crown. So tonight, I'm with the heat.
What's up?
Seeing that there was a cigarette in the back there, and there's not.
This is probably the most unprofessional podcast, but it's
hey man, look, there's too many professional ones. We need one unprofessional.
Facts, there's too many podcasts out there with sponsors, and by the way, this video is brought to you by Freddy's. They are not a sponsor, but they are delicious. They got great hot dogs, great burgers. So be sure to go get to your Freddy's if you can. If you don't have a Freddy's in your area, it sucks.
And also a sponsor is Lola from up the road at the corner. She's giving it over under for $20 this evening. First 10 guys, they get.
Oh boy! Oh, we're gonna piss off the horse too. Okay, cool. Back to video.
You know what you need to look up and what would have people laughing?
What?
You ever heard with the Von Erichs, you ever heard Glenn Goza's song Wrestling?
No, I'll look that up next. Hold on.
And then I will take back.
Good. I'll have to go look that up later.
Yeah.
I wish
the video thing is probably a bust. Okay, we're not going to do any more video here.
It might work on that side. You gotta remember, I am on Facebook like call, so it could be working. Yeah. So y'all got me commentating, but I'm not knowing what I'm commentating.
So, well, anyway, he said, "I'm Rick Boogs." That's B-O-O-G. Just his whole freaking character.
That has got to be a Vince McMahon character.
No. Actually, this guy I think was not a Vince character. He was really over in NXT. He had like one match in NXT. He did the air guitar thing. People loved him, and they brought him to the main roster. And that's the story of Rick Boogs. Apparently.
Rick Boogs.
Mm-hmm. Now, is he a good wrestler or a bad wrestler? I can't tell you. Yeah, okay, so They took him out of the jumpsuit for his wrestling matches. He still comes out with it on the entrance, but he's not.
That's fine. Like, you leave it on for the entrance.
Yeah,
but he looked like nincompoop whenever I seen him with it on, and I'm just like, why? Why?
Yeah.
He just does not look. I'm sorry. Like, I can't take this guy seriously. That's honky tonk, man. You know, I can actually take him seriously. You know, Shinsuke shouldn't be wearing that.
Yeah.
You're telling me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where to take this podcast now. We're just shooting the shit at this point. I don't care.
I think we covered a lot of stuff. Let's see. We got New Jack.
You wanted to cover one more thing, and then we'll go ahead and just kill this podcast. You wanted to cover New Jack.
Yeah.
We'll talk about New Jack. That's gonna be New Jack's gonna be our final discussion of the night, folks. If you want more, let us know in the comments. If you don't want any more, I don't care.
Well, that's a good sell.
I'm gonna do what I want to do, and that's that. And if you don't like it, well, I don't care.
There you go. Exactly. You got to build your fan base by going heel on them a little bit. You know, people like it when you call.
Bro. You've been in E-Feds with me, man. You know what a heel I am. You know how much hate I can elicit from people. I elicit hatred from people by just saying hi.
That's true, man. I come and take your side. I always tell them, like, man, I'm always up there, like, I don't know if I'm making it better or worse for them.
Just a little story, real quick little story, then we'll get into New Jack. Last night, after I went to the bar with my sister, we went back to her place and we hung out with her neighbors, had a couple of drinks, and they had these two boxers, like the dog boxers, and yeah, they were like they were both the sweetest one. They were just the sweetest dogs, and huh?
I said boxers are big old babies. I love boxers.
Well, it's funny because, like, the female boxer, at first, like, when I first met her for the very first time, I'm like, hi, puppy. And she kind of, like, jumped away from me a little bit. So I put my hand out so that she could sniff it, right? And then I let her sniff. Yeah. And once she sniffed me, man, it was like we were best friends at that point. She's like, I love this guy. So, for all you people out there that hate... and this little girl last night that was there. She was my nephew's age, so 4, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know. She would not stop staring and smiling at me, and then when I finally said hi to her, she blushed. So, for all you people out there who say that I'm a POS, I'm a bad guy, I'm a douchebag, I'm all of this, let me correct you. Little children and dogs, they love me. Okay?
They're good judges of character.
Facts. So, I mean, I have a 1-year-old nephew too, and I'll hold him, right? And then as soon as I set him down, he starts bawling and screaming and freaking out, wanting me to hold him. So, I think that says something about my character. When my nephews...
I gotta be honest. This is what you do. I mean, it's like I tell people: is somebody an asshole because they speak their mind, or is somebody an asshole because they treat people like shit? I mean, where's the line drawn? You know?
Yeah. And I've done some piece of shit moves. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I've done some real bullshit. But does that make me a piece of shit? No.
No.
Because we grow as people. I feel like. I mean, I look at myself from when I was in E-Feds, and I think, because I'm not in E-Feds anymore, I'm done with those things, thank God. But
it's a lot of work from what I remember.
Well, so we can get into this too, I guess we'll get into this too.
Hold on.
We can get into this too, I guess. There's a lot of work that goes into it, because you got to get into character, and then you got to set up your recording stuff however you do it, and then you got to record yourself cutting the promo, right? And you have to really believe in what you're selling. And then you got to stop. And then for some people, they edit the video, they have to reshoot. I know I've done a lot of reshoots in my promos, so you have to do a lot of, and then not only is it a lot of work, but damn, it's a lot of ego, and damn, it's a lot of drama, and damn, it's a lot of politicking.
That was my only problem. That was my only problem with it is, like, I didn't mind, but, like, I realized that there, you know, if you're good, there's still a pecking order, and it's not going to matter. And I'm not going to, like I said, and I told them, and they would get mad. I'm like, look, guys, I got too much going on. I play music, I go get pussy, and all that type of stuff.
Which is more than a lot of those e-fetters can say.
So I just, like, I enjoyed some of the people there. Like, I love Brian. He was
Brian Carr?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm cool with Carr. Brian and I were homies. Yeah. You want to hear something real cool about Brian real quick? I'm going to tell you this real quick. So Brian and I had this idea. This was, 2015, 2016. We had this idea where we were going to have a feud with each other, okay? But this wasn't going to be just like, you know, you beat me, I'm going to beat you. No. Me and him, we actually...
Worked out.
Huh?
Y'all worked out a whole angle, more than likely. He's all about the details.
Oh, my God. Well, so wait till you hear these details. So, I'm like, hey, how about... Or he came up with this idea where we make it look like we hate each other in real life. Right?
Yeah.
So in the private chats that we're in together, just me and him, you know, we're talking about what we're going to do, what we're going to say and everything. And then we go into group chats and, like, E-Fed groups.
Destroy each other.
Oh, my God. Here's one thing I said to him. I said, your dead mother was a whore, and your dead brother was her pimp. Instant fucking hate from everybody in the group, right? Everybody in everybody's in the group. It's like, fuck you, Simon. You're a piece of shit. I hate you. Somebody told Brian, hey, you want to fly out to Denver, kick his ass real quick? And so people wanted to fight me. People wanted to legit fight me. It was awesome. Because then Brian and I go into private chat with each other and we start just cracking up laughing at everything people were saying. It got to a point where Brian had to let some people know, hey, it's all good. He told me what he was going to say. I approved. Because nothing in that feud that we did with each other, nothing that we said to one another was not pre-approved before we said it. It's not like we went the back way and said something before saying, hey, I want to say this. Is that okay or is that too far? So, yeah, we took it too far. But we had permission to take it that far. That was awesome.
I have fun. Like I said, I have fun doing them sometimes. That's how I met Brian. That's how I met a lot of cool people doing it.
That's how you met me.
People that, like, we would sit down and work on things, and then everybody else would either be pissy or there's this certain level that you're not going to pass. That I'm not willing to play that political game, especially if you're not paying me.
Right.
So
Right. That's the thing. That's the thing. Is
fun and it's not fun.
Everybody, they treat e-feds like it's a job. It's
not
a job. It's a hobby. People.
Exactly.
It's for fun. Okay?
Well, it's like
don't have the politic.
When we came up with our thing and the amazing icons and all that crap.
That shit felt flattered. By the way, shout out to Amazing Icons. That actually, I think, just popped up in my memories today. Or popped up in my memories recently. Let me see if it was today. Memory. I don't think it was today. I think it was just recently. But
well, we tried that, but it wouldn't get it wasn't because of anything we were doing or because we didn't have it worked out. We had it completely worked out. It lost traction because there was other people that were jealous of the whole idea and this that and the other. A lot of jealousy and shit like that, and then they
and there's a lot of backstabbing and backstage politics.
Yeah. And they're always like, oh, you couldn't draw a dime, motherfucker. You ain't drawing a dime.
Oh.
See you.
Yeah, see you. People tell me all the time. you shouldn't run a pro wrestling company, Christian. Your ideas suck. Well, motherfucker, good thing I don't want a pro wrestling company now.
Yeah, exactly. There's a reason we're talking about it, not running a company.
Exactly. Because they're right. If I were to run a wrestling promotion, it would fall flat at 3 o'clock. I'm sorry.
Oh, then again, Tony Khan's running one, and that's about as flat as a fucking 2-year-old's chest. So, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I really don't know at this point.
Wow, bro. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. There's some good things. Like I said, the Moxley and Kingston team. I like that. By the way, they're number 1 contenders for the tag titles. So, hey. That's what I was hoping for. So, fantastic. But, by the way, they did something hilarious this past week on Dynamite. After the Young Bucks had their tag title match, what the fuck? Kingston and Moxley came out. They beat the hell out of the Young Bucks, and then they took their sneakers.
Oh my God! There's $100,000 pairs or $10,000 pair of sneakers.
Yeah. It's funny because in like past promos with Kingston and Moxley, Moxley would always talk about why you guys steal their sneakers. Why you guys steal their sneakers? And Kingston would be like, my style. B is my. I gotta get these sneakers. And so yeah, he stole their sneakers. It was hilarious.
Eddie, I'll let Eddie Kingston get away with that. He's cool.
Facts. Eddie Kingston is really
everybody else is stupid. But
Eddie is hilarious, man. But he can be dangerous when he needs to be. Don't get it twisted.
Oh yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Oh yeah.
He's not something to play with.
Eddie Kingston was one of the few good reasons to watch CZW.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, let's get into this New Jack character. First of all, rest in peace to Jerome Young, a.k.a. New Jack. So, New Jack is an interesting character. I saw his Dark Side of the Ring documentary. That was a really good episode. I actually just watched that episode today. Shout out to Dark Side of the Ring. I actually just watched the New Jack episode today. And
great episode.
So his Smoky Mountain promos, those were some really good stuff. I liked those promos a lot. He Jim Cornette said, "Go out there, piss the white people off," and that's just what he did. Hey OJ, great job, man. Another one down, or one less we got to worry about.
One less we got to worry about.
One less we got to worry about.
See, I didn't get to see that stuff until like later on because my first memories of New Jack was actually 95 ECW when they came in because there was a channel here in Virginia called WPEN. And it was like, it wasn't like a cable access or local access channel, but what they did was they ran like WWF Superstars, and after that would be ECW.
Right.
So late 94, as a 7-year-old, I discovered this. And imagine my shock when I'm watching people fucking bleed all over the place and hit each other with shit. It's like, whoa, holy shit. Even my dad thought it was real. When he watched, he said, all the rest of that's bullshit, but ECW's real.
Well, because New Jack was real. New Jack was not a fake character. He was real. New Jack, he was real. I mean, how else do you say it? He was real. His wrestling ability may not have been fantastic. I mean,
I thought it was entertaining personally. His personality. It didn't matter what he could do in the ring. His personality made it.
No. And he was crazy psychotic too, much like Nick Gage, except he went the other way. He wasn't stupid crazy psychotic. He was just crazy. He stabbed a guy 7 times in a pro wrestling match. I mean, dude.
You know what's funny is I was actually, when I bought the XPW Freefall DVD.
And that was one of the matches that was on it?
Way long time ago. This is like 2005.
Right.
And you knew something was off with the way Vic Grimes landed. Now, mind you, I grew up without, a
After
computer
getting
and the
stabbed,
internet.
or was he the one that got thrown off of the balcony?
He was the one that got thrown off the scaffold. That was, yeah, I actually had the DVD.
See, the fact that you have to ask, was it the time he got stabbed, or was it the guy that got stabbed, or was it the guy that fell off of the balcony?
There's the guy that fell off the scaffold.
Just think about
Vic
that.
Grimes.
Only in pro wrestling would you have to ask that. Is it the guy that got stabbed or the guy that fell off the balcony?
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
It's just a funny question. I'm sorry.
And with New Jack at that, same type of question pertaining to New Jack at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was XPW wasn't that great of a promotion, but they had the XECW thing going on, and so I bought that DVD, and me and my brother would watch it. We were like, damn, he fell fucked up off that. We didn't know that. Literally, that New Jack was trying to kill him until later.
Right.
Until a year later, when we saw him in the interview. And it's like, wow, okay.
New Jack,
that makes sense.
New Jack was quite the character. I'm surprised. It's if you want to hear something real eerie. It was 4 days before he died. I actually showed my uncle his Dark Side of the Ring documentary.
Yeah.
And then 4 days later, that's kind of eerie, isn't it? You show someone their documentary, and then 4 days later, boom.
It's crazy, man. That that's why everybody needs to stop worrying about the small stuff in this country and live their lives, be happy.
People need to stop. People need to stop being so against each other, and just come together.
Realize we're all connected.
In fact, it shouldn't be left versus white, left versus right, white versus black. It shouldn't be all of that. That's not necessary in my opinion.
This is why I tell people I don't keep up with the news. I don't watch the news. It's very depressing. I
only know the news from what my parents say. So, I mean,
if you're going to get news, get it from Australia because they're going to have the most unbiased look at our news.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so with that, I kind of want to leave everybody with, just everybody try and get along, man. Don't take this shit so seriously. Right now,
we just talked about New Jack and his OJ promo. He came into Smoky Mountain right after the riots happened and all that stuff. And right in the middle of that riot, right in the middle of the riots, there was a famous interview by the victim, Rodney King. And he said a famous quote that I'm going to end this podcast off with. Can't we all get along? And with that being said, this has been Seibelmania. This has been Chris Martin. We're
Thank you so much
for the night. Chris, good to have you. Thanks for being the first guest. Appreciate you, brother. And with that being said,
I'll come back on whenever you want me back on. We'll maybe start reviewing some stuff. I don't know.
Hey, that'd be great. I'd like to. Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind. All right, guys. Until next time, this is Seibelmania signing out. Deuces.